What's up? Welcome back to another brand new episode of Blindside Sports. I'm Emmett Douglas, and you see him back again. He had so many good hot takes the last
I don't
2
know
weeks.
why. I don't know why you want me back, but you keep asking me. So,
I mean, you said we should do a show, and I said yes. So, hey,
all
it's
right.
Nick Wright.
I did slide in your DMs first. You're correct on that.
Yeah, I respect it because you gotta get everything out that's on your mind, right? I mean, you're a very long-suffering Lakers, Angels, and Chargers fan. So
Lakers not so much, but yes, Chargers definitely.
Lakers are starting. I mean, if you have another season like this, like last year, then for Lakers fans, that's long suffering.
Well, yeah, if you want to be a fortune teller and look into the future, we're about to be long suffering again. Absolutely.
Yes, especially in 5 years. But hey, it's Nick Wright at is Nick Wright on Twitter. You can go follow him, and maybe he'll have another Justin Herbert tweet go viral Monday night as they play the Broncos. Nick, welcome back to the show, man.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back. I know people are like, I guarantee people are like going to click in and be like, wait, Nick Wright. Oh, no, it's some random person. I'm glad to be back.
It's some TV producer, Nick Wright. Yeah. Not the TV star, Nick Wright.
Producer's a little loose. Producer's a little loose there, but yeah.
You're like the glue guy at TV. There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
You drive them to the. Yeah, Nick has a really awesome job. But let's dive into something that wasn't very awesome last night. That Thursday night football game. And God. I have to say, if I'm Al Michaels, and I'm half trolling when I say this, if we have another stinker, I mean, Al Michaels, why don't you just retire, man? You can't. I would not be wanting to sit in the booth and call stinkers, man. Every week.
You know why he won't retire? It's because he gets a fat $16 million a year paycheck. Yeah. That's why he ain't gonna retire. He ain't going anywhere.
I know that's why I was joking with that. But what are your thoughts on Herb Streak in the NFL broadcast booth so far?
I'm just not. It's just weird seeing him doing NFL games and not college. It's weird. I still think, he's not used to doing it. I don't think he's terrible. It's just I don't like the pairing. The pairing is just.
No, I'm not like the biggest Collinsworth guy, but that was one of the best broadcast pairings.
Exactly. Like not that I can't stand it, but Mike Tirico, I'm just not a fan of, and I don't like that pairing either. I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't know. Yeah, I agree with that one. I mean, hey, you should have moved Michaels and Collinsworth over. That would have been really cool. But
yeah,
enough of the commentating. Even though people. Another interesting thing I heard from Ben last night. Did you hear people are trying to ask for their Amazon Prime subscriptions money back because they bought it just to quote unquote watch NFL?
I have not. No,
yeah. So that that's a thing, and this was a very just game. I mean, same. I don't know. Do you think this week or last week's is worse?
It's a coin flip. I'd go this week by a hair, I guess.
Yeah.
Last week you had Russell Wilson just being terrible. So, I don't know. I'd go this week.
Yeah.
It was just unwatchable football.
Carson Wentz didn't even have 100 yards passing.
No.
He was 99. Justin Fields, he had 88 yards rushing, but he was missing wide open throws. It seemed like it just wasn't, they weren't like experiencing Carson Wentz. I just don't think he's NFL material like that. Like it's not gonna be as bad as Baker. I think he's gonna get a job, but like for a while, at least as a backup, even if Commanders don't like him after this year. But God, that guy is just not doing what you'd expect for having Terry McLaurin and all those dudes on. Like the Commanders' offense isn't the worst thing in the world. Like it could, if it was ran really well, it could be fire. I think.
Yeah.
Like
here's a funny stat though. Carson Wentz is 7-0 on Thursday Night Football. He's a terrible quarterback, but that's a real stat that I saw from Cowherd. So that's just crazy, and it sucks too, just because my thing is before the season started, between all I get that the higher ups thought Russell Wilson and the Broncos were going to be spectacular out the gate. But what is with all these Denver primetime games? Who thought it would be a good idea that Washington Chicago was a good primetime game?
Bears-Patriots next Monday. Bears-Patriots next Monday, Nick. You ready for that one? That's going to be an all-time classic.
God, I mean, like Mac Jones, first of all, he's not going to be a good NFL quarterback. I can personally guarantee you that.
It's probably going to be Bailey Zappi. I mean, is it?
Billy, Zapka from the Karate Kid is now their quarterback.
Yes.
But I think
what
he's going to be better than Mac Jones. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, he kind of had some flashes in that game. So, I mean,
almost beat the Packers a couple weeks ago.
Belichick can just make guys look better than they are. So, I mean,
Yes, agreed. But yeah, your point on the primetime scheduling is just, it's wild. And I can understand a game like the Chargers and the Broncos, AFC West division. I'm not going to get on the NFL for that one. But
that's going to be a good game, by the way. That way, that's not going to be a stinker. I promise you that.
No, yeah. But in May, you have to wonder, whoever is making these schedules, and I put this out on Twitter, but why would you put the Bears and the Commanders on a Thursday night game? I have no idea. Who cares about that matchup? It's week 6. I mean, who cares, right? Why there's other game. All right, here's what we'd have to do, because we talked about this on Twitter last night. Obviously, the Chiefs can't play Thursday night football against the Bills because the Chiefs played on Monday. So I think what the NFL should have done here is flexed over that Cowboys-Eagles to the Thursday night game. And then you move the Chiefs-Bills to Sunday and put that Commanders-Bears stink fest in that 125 spot that the Bills Chiefs are going to be in. I don't get why you put the Bears and Commanders on primetime.
I mean, every year we always get some, this kind of matchup, right? But it just
seems worse this year.
Flex this because of how bad. Besides the Chargers Chiefs games weeks ago, that was the only good Thursday night game this year so far. So I just thought they should flex a game that's going to be ridiculous, like the Cowboys Eagles. You're right.
Yes. Cowboys Eagles, that's going to be a good game. And we're going to talk about that later. I mean, the Thursday night game was kind of boring. There wasn't really much stories about it. So I kind of want to move on here too. Please? All right, bet. So Nick is very passionate on this topic here. This went down on Monday night. If you were living under a rock, I don't know how you would. But Davante Adams obviously took a big old fat L to the Kansas City Chiefs. Davante Adams and that Raiders team. Walks off the field, and there's a cameraman there. And Adams, let's just say, knocks this dude over. And in his full pads and helmet. And, apparently this guy asked for a ride to the hospital to go get checked out. Did you see the injuries on this guy? I haven't really heard any updates about it. And then the next day, it got filed as a police report. So, Nick, you're very passionate on this. I'm going to let you go first. What you got?
Yeah. Okay. First of all, how do I even start on this? I'll start with this. Do I think that he should have filed police charges and actually try to charge him for that? No. Let's get real. That's ridiculous. Have I seen any injury updates? Did I think he really got really hurt? No, I don't think so. But I haven't seen any updates on, about his hospital.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of hush. It's really hush. You think
so it probably tells you that he literally has a couple bruises. But that's not the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that I don't care if you're having a bad day. I don't care if you had a bad game. I don't care if you think your team stinks because you don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore. You don't push a random guy trying to just do his job. The guy was probably like 5'8", $160. And you have this
my size, basically.
Shove him to the ground. I mean, what are we doing? So, and what disgusts me the most is the guy probably trying to get a money grab? Yes. Is it right? No, not really. But should he? You're damn right. Because you have an NFL player shove me to the ground, and I know he's worth more money than anyone would make in their life. Oh, you damn right I'm going for that money. Is it right? No, not really. But I mean, you cannot be a grown NFL player, and you shove a random person trying. And for the people who saying, "Oh, he ran in front of him," yeah, he's a cameraman. He's supposed to run in front of him. That doesn't give you the right to shove him on the ground, a random dude who literally probably weighs $160. It's ridiculous, and the fact that so much media is just defending Davante and not thinking it's that big of a deal is just. Like, I can't take it. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I want to do a scenario, but I know I'm going to get canceled for it. So I'm just going to leave it alone. But it just kind of think in your head of what I would say. And you'll probably.
Okay. Yeah. I know what you'd say. I'll text it to you after the show. But, so I on this one, I can understand being very passionate about losing your game. I picked the Raiders to be second in the division. I didn't expect it to be this bad. I'll be honest with you. But
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You had the Chiefs below the Raiders coming into the season.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I know it's a hot take.
Anyway.
It's a hot take. Right. I had the Chargers to win it, as you know. But
yes.
With this whole Devontae thing is, I understand. Emotions happen. I mean, but is it right to just basically put this other man to the ground? No, it's not. And you said it perfectly. The police report. I don't get it, but getting the money. It's like a top 4 NFL receiver. He is making his bag. Why not go after money?
He can afford it.
I mean, he hired like one of the best lawyers for a simple assault charge. I mean, Devontae did. And I think it's just not a good look. And I will say, I'm not going to completely defend him because, look, you just don't got to push a cameraman who records you scoring your touchdowns, by the way. But what I will say is, I don't know how meaningful he was when he said this, but I think Devontae at least felt a little bit bad about what he did. I mean, he went and apologized right after, but then again, that could just be corrective action right there. He knew he screwed up and he's trying to get that. I mean, but he's a good guy. He doesn't have this.
Tweet immediately. I know everyone just thinks like he's total. Like, I mean, maybe he's sincere. I don't know. I don't care really, but
no. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why is assault like Draymond Green, Jordan Poole? Why has that been two of them? Draymond punching Jordan and then Devontae pushing the cameraman. I mean, in a week, that's crazy.
Well, but my final thing on that, and what drives me crazy too, how people think not even Adam should maybe just get a slap on the wrist fine. Okay, so Mike Evans gets a 1-game suspension for shoving another athlete to the ground.
Yes.
1-game suspension. You're telling me Devontae Adams shoving a pedestrian on the field trying to do his job is less than that?
How long do you think he should get?
I think he's going to get a slap on the wrist fine, and it's going to be disgusting.
But if you were the NFL, if you were punishing him, how long would you give him?
1 game.
What would you get? 1 game?
You got to match at Mike Evans. I mean, you got to at least match Mike Evans.
Would you give him a fine too, or just the 1 game?
Yeah, give him a 1-gamer.
All right.
Because he loses a lot of money for missing that game. So.
Yeah, true. I mean, they're on a bye this week. Then they got week 7 coming up.
Well,
why don't we move over to the NBA? Preview kind of bit of the show here. It's 2 weeks ago I was thinking about doing it. I'm like, it's way too early. But now it's the 14th. We're 4 days away from opening day, so I figured I can do it. NBA preview. Nick, give me your playoff teams, my man, and then I'll give you mine after this. In the Western Conference. Let's start with the West.
Western Conference. All right, let me get my little notes really quick because I actually jotted.
Let me pull mine up so I don't say the wrong team or something.
No, well, I mean, I know we're not cowherd right now, but
hey, yeah, but I think this season is going to be kind of interesting. I feel like there's a lot of storylines out of this season. I mean, how will the Clippers do after, they're getting all their guys back? Will the Lakers have their issues like they did last year? Will Russell Westbrook be on the Lakers for much longer? I mean, everyone's rumoring that, and I know you don't believe he's getting traded because it would have happened by now, but there's just, I feel like this season has a lot of storyline going into it. I'm really excited for the NBA season. I mean, it's going to be hard to balance it.
This is football. Like maybe the least excited I've been about an NBA season after Kobe retired. So, I mean,
you're a long-suffering Lakers fan, so hey.
Well, I mean, come on, we won 2 years ago. It's not long-suffering, but
you guys, okay. What I will say is, if I were a Lakers fan, every time I log on to Twitter, my top tweet being about another Lakers rumor, that I feel like I'd be pretty suffering because that's. I mean, you guys, everybody talks about the Lakers. Everyone has like 50 different narratives for the Lakers.
They're the best franchise in NBA history. Of course, that's going to happen. And when they stink, it gets even more popular because they shouldn't stink. So that's why that happens. And especially when you have a LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook on your team. So that's really going to get hot.
How about Russell Westbrook coming off the bench, Nick?
I mean, there is such discord between him and LeBron James. I mean, the fact that Pat Bev is going to be the starting point guard and not Russell Westbrook just tells you everything. And getting back to why I'm not that excited about this season, I think this is going to be another absolute shit show season for the Lakers. I have no confidence. I think they maybe before I even make my predictions, I'll give you my Laker one. I think they maybe make the play-in.
Yep, that's what I had.
Maybe. I think because here's the thing. People think the Lakers fans that think Patrick Beverley is gonna like be this good locker room guy. It's gonna be the opposite.
He's top 5 D-bags. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. How?
And there was literally a preseason game the other night where he's literally yelling at Westbrook to come over, huddling everyone up. It's like he already thinks he's the captain of the damn team. If that LeBron James cannot let that happen because he's just not a good basketball player, and I don't understand why people think he is. Like Russell Westbrook literally clowned him years ago, saying to the media, "He fooled you guys. All he does is run around." That's literally true. And now they're teammates, and now you expect them to get together well this whole season. And you got to expect that Anthony Davis, who by the way isn't playing tonight because of back soreness, so we're going to expect Anthony Davis to be healthy all season. And LeBron is a million years old. LeBron's going to be LeBron, but I just don't.
He can't be LeBron for 82 games
for this Lakers team.
Yes, exactly. I completely agree with that. That's why I said, I got in a little thing with Ben about it last night, and I was trying to get the crew pizza, because with the Clippers and the Lakers bet, but Ben and his bets. But what I said is the Lakers. There's just, and I said this for a couple months. There's so much that needs to go right for this team to be successful that the odds of it are very low. I mean,
very slim.
You can't even blame LeBron James at this point for missing games. I mean, the dude's like 30.
And that's the thing too. I mean, Anthony, even if it's a big if Anthony Davis stays healthy, him and LeBron are still going to have to schedule timed games off. They can't play all the games this season. It's impossible with LeBron's age and Anthony Davis's injury history. So I mean, you got to account for that too. And then in those games, Russell Westbrook has to be the guy to work with Pat Bev to lead them to a win when they take games off. And it's just, I just don't see this team blowing up the NBA. I have no confidence. I have no confidence in this Lakers team, and I hate to say that because I love LeBron, but there's nothing he can do about this. Yes. But did he kind of help create the situation by wanting to get Russell Westbrook? Yes, but still, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, we're done with the Lakers. I went on a big tangent there about the Lakers. So you want me to give you my Western Conference picks, huh?
Yep, your playoff teams, and then if you have a finals pick, you can give that too.
Well, let me just start off with the NBA Finals, and this is gonna kill me to say.
Oh God.
I'm gonna be depressed this NBA season because I'm telling you, I'm fortune telling this season.
Are you picking the Clippers to go to the finals?
I think the Clippers are gonna get it together. Kawhi's coming back. Paul George still is good. They have great role players around them. I just have a weird feeling that the Clippers are going to be really good this year.
I agree.
Good.
And
then going back, I still think the Warriors are not going anywhere. I think the Warriors and the Clippers will have an epic 7-game series
that's going to be so
in
good.
The Western Conference Finals, and that's going to be great. But I just have a weird feeling the Clippers finally, in their horrible, terrible, embarrassing history of their franchise, will finally pull one off.
Oh man, I often root against the Clippers, listening to Ben Maller. So I hope they, something happens to where we have another Maller meltdown, like the ultimate 2021 where they lost to the Nuggets. That was an ultimate Maller meltdown. He ended up cursing on the air.
God. By the way, you want a fun fact? Since you're a fan of the crew, I had a bet. It was kind of against myself, but I bet Rob G and Bo Benson that if the Denver pulls off that win against the Clippers, I would buy them both Denver Nuggets jerseys. And I did it.
Really? Wait, Bo Benson has a Denver Nugget jersey.
I mean, it's definitely, if they didn't throw it away, it's definitely deep in their closets. But yeah.
Hold on. I should tweet at Bo right now and be like, hey,
no, don't do that. He's not going to care. But I mean, but yeah, no, I just thought it was a fun little bet because I literally did not think Denver was going to win that.
Wait, what jerseys did you get?
I'm
like
a
Jokic?
I have to buy 2 jerseys. So I'm a man of my word when I make bets. I don't,
of course.
But I mean, I will say I got them Allen Iverson when he was on the Denver Nuggets, that short tenure for like $20 each. So that was the best I got.
Oh, that's actually not bad. I mean, I like AI, so I won't complain. Yeah. I thought you had to drop like 200 on them, like on.
Oh yeah, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting offended. It's gonna be some throwback random player for like $20, and AI is not bad. So.
No, AI. Hey, if I had to get a throwback player, from winning a bet, I would not be mad about that one.
I mean, that they probably have never. It was in plastic. I guarantee they never even took it out of the plastic. So,
no,
anyway,
it's probably in the back of their closets. You're right.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
I got the Clippers and the Bucks going to Eastern Conference. I got the Bucks. Giannis is the best player in the league, and I think he will be for a long time. He's just ridiculous, and I just have it. I think it's going to be a Clippers Bucks finals, and it's going to.
Shoot, we almost had that in 2021, man. That would have been instead. I thought Clippers Bucks, but Kawhi was not there in 2021, so now I'd rather see it this year.
Yeah,
with all the guys healthy. But for me, as like my number 1 seed in the Western Conference this year, I have the Warriors. I think your Warriors Clippers Western Conference final prediction is that it's solid. I think the Warriors. I could see them getting clamped up by Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Teams I also have doing good are the Suns, the Grizzlies. Also got the Clippers and Nuggets in there.
By the way, my favorite non-Laker is Ja Morant. I think Memphis is going to be really good too.
Yeah, I have the 3rd seed.
Ja Morant, man.
Yeah,
superstar.
Yep. And then I got the Timberwolves. Being like a 5th seed. I think Cat and Gobert, that's going to be a good front court. I just think there's way more strong teams in the Western Conference. And then I think the Pelicans are going to do something this year. The Mavericks, obviously the Nuggets. I put them in my notes a little later. Should have been sooner. And we already talked about this. Lakers making the play-in. For the East, though, I think one of the more curious things that I'm ready to see this year is Ben Simmons, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie all team up. I don't know how that's even going to turn out. With chemistry and all that, I think it could be a disaster. I think it could work. I'm really interested to see that.
Here's my thing. I mean, Ben Simmons, did he do a punk move and a clown move last year by whatever ailment in his head that
he actually had a back injury?
But my thing is, can he shoot? No, I think I could beat him at horse. I've said that on the radio a lot back in my day. I could probably beat him at horse. But does it matter? No, just dish it to Katie and Kyrie. He'll be fine and make a few layups. I think Brooklyn's going to be fine as long as Ben Simmons, as long as they don't freak out on each other and just they have some decent cohesion. I think it's going to be fun.
I agree. And that's another thing where, I always say this, a good locker room is so key for a sporting team, a good bond. I mean, if you Kyrie and KD and Ben Simmons, that's a bunch of drama. So that I think that the chemistry and drama could get in the way of them on the basketball court. I think it's gonna be interesting to see what Ben Simmons does in Brooklyn. I mean, I don't think the offense is gonna be Ben Simmons built. It's gonna be Ben Simmons is gonna be dishing the ball to Kyrie and KD, and that's how it's gonna go. I don't think they're gonna rely on Simmons for points. I mean, you have Kyrie and KD. I mean, they can easily score a bunch if you need to. So I think that's why the Nets were down with Simmons, because they kind of realized if we have KD and Kyrie at full strength, then we don't really need a 3rd scorer. We just need someone who can dish the ball, play some defense, and do all that, occasionally drive into the paint. And that's what Ben Simmons is. Right. So the main thing for the Nets is injuries, because obviously KD is a little injury prone, same with Kyrie. And then drama. The Nets need minimal drama this season, and they need the guys to stay healthy. And if that works, I think the Nets are going to be fine. Another team I'm interested in also is the Philadelphia 76ers. James Harden, he had a very, very bad slump to end the year last year and going into the playoffs. Will he keep slumping? Will he pick it up? I don't think he's going to have an actual good playoff game because that's kind of James Harden's ish at this point. So, yeah.
He lost a lot of weight, though, at least. You can't call him, Fat Harden anymore, so.
Hey, he likes Embiid. I think he's actually down with the Philadelphia 76ers. So, you like to see that. Now, why don't we dive into week 6 in the NFL? I'm sure people are already thinking about disliking the video because we talked more than 5 minutes on NBA. But why don't we go to the Chiefs-Bills game here, which is played Sunday afternoon at 1:25. I mean, me and Nick argued this should have been primetime earlier in the show. The Bills are favored in this one. Bills favored,
by the way. Unbelievable. Oh, yeah. I'll let you go. Then.
Here,
yeah.
2.5 is the spread. The 54 over or under in this
Free
game.
Money.
Ooh. You going over?
By the way, okay. Can I go? Okay, so Patrick Mahomes. besides maybe when he was like fresher in the season, fresher in his years, he's only been playing for a couple years now. I mean, when the hell was the last time he was not favored at home? That is okay. I don't bet much because I have an addictive personality, and when I get my few wins here and there, shout out Jake Paul, I am putting the house on Patrick Mahomes. I moved into a house about a couple months ago, and I'm putting my house on this game.
What about your car?
After getting hot on that Monday Night Football game in that house, remember how the fans reacted after that terrible roughing the passer call? We can get into that and Tom Brady later too. But that I haven't seen a place, and I can't stand the Chiefs and their fans, but I mean I haven't seen a place that rocking since like your Seattle Mariners in the 12th man. Like that was crazy.
Yes.
So I mean, I think it's crazy that I know Josh Allen coming off a big win. I think he's the top 3. He's definitely top 3 in the NFL, maybe second. But there is no what does Vegas know to give Buffalo the edge at Arrowhead? I mean, I just think that's wild. I'm putting the house on the Chiefs this Sunday, and I feel great about it.
Yeah, I really hope you don't screw yourself. That would be a very epic Twitter breakdown for Nick.
Well, yeah, I might not be getting married in a couple months, so that could be a problem. But I'm still risking it because I'm risking it. That's free money.
If you win, she's gonna be so happy though. If you win that bet, she can't be mad.
It's a big risk. I'm doing it.
That's some Arnie Spaniel stuff.
Not getting married or going to Cancun.
Cancun, yeah. But I think this is gonna be lots of offense. I mean, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. You said it, 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. I think we're gonna see lots of points here. And to your point about the Chiefs at home and all that. The night of, I don't remember when this was, but I believe it was Rich Orenberger put out on Twitter saying that besides the 12th man, and he said it, the Arrowhead, the Chiefs fans are awesome. They're loud, very rocking stadium. So it's a thing. I think if the Bills can upset the Chiefs at Arrowhead, which I hope for you and your fiance that this doesn't happen.
I mean, but, it's a good possibility.
It is. That's why it's supposed to be a close game. But look, if Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen upsets Patrick Mahomes at Arrowhead, that is that's a milestone for Josh Allen. I think this game's going to be filled with offense. I think it's definitely go the over. I'm definitely hammering the over, even though I know you're like, 54. That's kind of big. That seems a little, they're trying
to. I might do some action on that over too. Yeah.
Yeah. I give me the Chiefs 38 and the Bills 35. This is going to be a game that comes down to a field goal. And can Patrick Mahomes move that ball downfield? I mean, this is going to be, I think this has potential to be like that playoff game we saw between the Chiefs and the Bills last year. Just absolutely.
And fun fact, their kicker, Harrison Butker, I think his first name is Harrison.
Yeah. Harrison.
He's been out for a couple weeks and he's coming back. So that's why that giving the Chiefs 2.5 points when they're one of the best kickers in the league is coming back. He can I've seen him nail a 60-yarder against the Chargers. He has a leg. So I think that 2.5, that's coming into play too because he's coming back, and I love that.
I mean, he's him and Justin Tucker easily top 2 kickers in the league. We can agree on that. And how many touchdowns do you think Travis Kelce's going to have in this game? You think he's going to have another 4-piece? I don't think so. I think he's going to have 1 or 2.
4-piece. That was not an anomaly because the Raiders they don't have to play. I mean, how do you not cover Travis Kelce every time in the red zone? I mean, that
was my exact argument why I was worried about the Chiefs is because they didn't have guys that were scary like Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. The only really scary guy is Travis Kelce. You'd think teams would be double teaming him and all.
I think he'll have one. I think he'll have one. I mean, the Bills' defense is pretty damn good. I think
both these defenses are pretty damn good. The Chiefs and the Bills. But I think the offense just overpowers the defense for both.
Chiefs are a little leaky. They can be a little leaky at times.
Yeah, at times, yes. But hey, the hammer the over in this game, and if you want to be like Nick, bet your house on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Betting that mortgage, baby. Betting that mortgage.
Oh man, I think Follow at is Nick Wright on Twitter and look at his timeline from like 1:25 to like 5:30 on Sunday Pacific time, because it's going to be a
really
very
annoyed or enjoyed.
He's either going to be really annoyed or really happy. So
well, not on Sunday. Actually, this will be Monday night if you want to pivot.
I'm talking Sunday. I'm talking for your bet.
Oh, if you lose, of course.
If you lose all that money,
I'm going to be obnoxious for 2 days. That's a good point.
Maybe 3. If something happens tomorrow, maybe like another big story breaks. But you'll just piss off all the Aaron Judge blowhards. That's what you do.
Oh yeah. Mr. 0 for 7, I think right now, maybe 0 for 8 at this point in the show.
God, it's horrible, man. It's horrible. Yeah. And I quickly back to that Thursday night game real fast. If the Yankees played, I would rather watch that than Thursday night football. I know. I'm probably one of the bigger NFL fans and probably the most average baseball fans you'll know. But playoff baseball over that absolute bleep show preseason looking game, I'd rather watch the playoffs any day.
Oh, absolutely. And I cannot stand the Dodgers and the Padres, more so the Padres. My fiance is a big Dodger fan, so by proxy, that's my alternate. Yeah. So I'm rooting for the Dodgers in the series, and it hurts me, but I can't stand the Padres. It's because of San Diego and those awful, awful fans down there. I'm not gonna lie, the Padres. I think the Padres are gonna win this thing. I smell upset. I smell it.
Do you have Ben Roberto? We've brought Mallor a lot here because he's gonna have another all-time meltdown if the Dodgers with this roster lose in the first round. Him and Roberto are gonna cry on the live air.
And I remember it's the same scenario. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. The Dodgers lost to the Washington Nationals in the playoffs. And I remember
Nationals won it.
I listened to local LA radio basically every day. There were hosts laughing at the fact that the Nationals have a shot in that series. And look what happened. I mean, I've heard I remember just in detail that I couldn't believe the main Dodgers reporter, I forgot his name, laughed on the air when he got asked about what the chances the Nationals have. And it just smells just like that when it comes to the Padres, because Dodgers fans I saw on Twitter, my timeline, media, pretty much everyone's like, all right, well, how many games is this going to take? Calm down. This is.
Yeah, they're in the Chavez Ravine tonight, Dodger Stadium, I believe. So,
no, they're in San Diego.
Oh, yes, you're right. So those San Diego fans though, that they're a little ruthless. Wasn't it last year?
It's gonna be half filled with Dodger fans.
Yes, I mean that's the thing with SoCal is there's not really a lot of in San Diego or in LA. You're still gonna see lots of different teams, especially for the NFL. I've noticed Chargers Raiders games are all Raider fans. It seems like.
Well, I mean the Raiders are still LA's team.
Yes,
they're not.
Because I kind of feel bad for the LA area for football because they never had a consistent team. So it's so hard to get a fandom going. It seems like. I
will say though, the fact that it will be half. Here's the thing that I just love riling up San Diegans for. LA people like to travel. LA fans are loyal. They will drive to San Diego to see a baseball game, even a football game. San Diegans, they don't want to drive to LA to see a football game.
Dude, they were so pressed. I saw all your, the San Diegan Twitter people just going at the Chargers for moving to LA. They were sad. I'm like,
I was a warrior through all that, and I feel like the guy from 300 after all that.
How far of a drive is it from SoFi Stadium to San Diego?
3 hours, give or take.
Make it a day out of it. Come on, dude. I mean, that's kind of on them if they don't know bitch about it.
San Diegans were more loyal to their city than the actual team. I'm all about the Chargers can play on the moon. I'd still be a fan. I don't care where they go. And as a LA guy, I drove to San Diego all the time. It's not a big deal.
No, hey, make a day out of it. Make a weekend out of it, right? Why don't we move on to another awesome, ludicrous game? I don't think it's going to be as crazy as Chiefs-Bills, but the Sunday night game featuring the Philadelphia Eagles and Cooper Rush, who might be a final game, in the Dallas Cowboys.
We'll see about that.
All right, look. You talked about this last week, or when we did the show, and I look, has Cooper Rush taken the Cowboys to a place they need? Yes, but Jerry Jones is not budging. When Dak's good, Dak is gonna play. I mean, Jerry Jones is in such a money commitment to Dak that he's gonna have to play him. I mean, at least for the rest of this year, and all that. you know me, I think Dak's a little overrated. I think the thing is, like, Cooper Rush, he's not like playing like Justin Herbert, like a superhero, but their offense just seems so much more smooth. It seems like they have like a way of working things,
He doesn't have to make who saw this Dallas defense coming? Nobody. Their defense is easily top 2, maybe top 3 in the league. And Cooper Rush is just doing his job as a back. He's not making big time throws to make a big mistake. He's literally dinking and dunking down the field because he doesn't have to air it out. He's literally just I mean, is he putting up flashy numbers? No. But if you watch him play, he's just doing what is required of him and asked of him and doing a really good job at it. And he's not making that big mistake by throwing that pick six.
And I feel like with the Cowboys is their offense just completely changes. They think Dak Prescott's like Patty Mahomes and just lob it around the field, which Dak he has his moments. I'm not saying he's bad. People just make him out like he's so good. I mean, when Dak like is on a roll, he's on a roll, but it just doesn't happen. He's not consistent enough. And I think a lot of that could be play calling actually, because I mean, now that like Cooper Rush knows that he's doing, and the Cowboys, they're not trying to freaking throw it downfield every time and try and feed CD Lamb like that. I think I think play calling is a big factor, and I think Cooper Rush, he seems very calm.
I said last week on your show that it was mild at the time between media people and radio, but I said if the Cowboys beat the Rams on Sunday, it's gonna be an interesting talk the week prior. And guess where we're at? What's one of the biggest headlines in every sports show you can see right now? Is there a quarterback controversy between Dak and Cooper Rush? Told you. So I think, and if they beat the undefeated Eagles on Sunday, and he has at least maybe a 200-yard, 1 touchdown game, I mean, how do you move off? And he'd be 6-0 with the Cowboys.
That's not. I mean, you have a point. I'm not saying, but Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is not budging on Dak. He's not.
I don't know. I really truly think the Cowboys are going to beat the Eagles on Sunday. By the way, and I just cannot wait for the
Eagles.
Show that will be Monday.
It's the Eagles by 6.5, and the over under is 42. So they don't expect much offense to be.
The Eagles are favored by 6.5. I didn't see that.
I am not. Now I'm second guessing.
Oh, I think okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. But yeah,
I think it is.
Oof,
might just been a typo. That's why I say, because I was like, what?
If they're oh man, I might do a second mortgage on that one. But yeah.
I think that one would have a way bigger payout than the first one.
I really think I know. Like, it's obvious that if you watch the game last Sunday, Cooper Rush, he doesn't blow you away at all. He's just doing his job. But I just think with the way the team is flowing right now, I know you're paying Dak all this money, but I just can see them maybe like, hey, Dak's injury is lingering a little bit more than it should, and just give it another couple of weeks. I don't think it'd be shocking.
No. Okay. Yes. I mean yes. That makes sense, because thumb injuries for quarterbacks are very, very, very particular. They have to be at full % to come back. We saw it with Russell Wilson last season. Came back against Green Bay. And who was the other team? There was like two or three teams where he just looked like trash, like did not look like himself at all. Then he finally came back. So, I mean, that's the thing. Cooper Rush could hang out for a couple more weeks. That's not a possibility. So if he wins, though, oh man, Monday is going to be Cowherd and like all the media people.
That's going to be the number one story.
Yes, easy. And I'm not so confident on the Cowboys to win this one. I think the Eagles are going to come to play, actually. Seeing all the storylines with Cooper Rush and all that, is there a quarterback controversy? I think the Eagles are going to bring it. I am a little bit worried, though, that Micah Parsons is going to eat on Jalen Hurts. I'm not expecting much of a scoring game. The over-under here is 42. So, I mean, Vegas kind of agrees.
Another thing, too, is that Jalen Hurts, although he's turned my eye a little bit, and raising my eyebrow, he's not blowing you away still by any means. Is he playing good? Yes. I think he's going to come back down to earth a little bit this weekend. I really think the Cowboys defense is going to show up and eat them alive. All right.
Give me the Eagles. I think it's going to be closer than 6.5. Give me the Eagles.
Oh, yeah. That second
I don't even know where I want to go with this. I think I'm going to go like 20. 23-20, and that's barely
That
going
sounds
to be the
good.
over. That's barely going to be the over.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's another come down to a field goal situation here. Why don't we move over to another game that Nick's Twitter timeline is going to be very, very, very obnoxious or hype, depending on it. The Chargers in the Broncos, baby. Monday Night Football, NFC West matchup. I'll let you go first. I mean, if you don't have the odds in front of you, I can find them.
Wait, before we start this, can I bug you? Can we do a little backtrack from last week with the Browns game?
Yes.
Okay, so that was ridiculous. Did you see that? Out of curiosity, no pun intended.
Wait, what was it?
The end of the Chargers-Browns game.
Yes.
Okay, so Brandon, remember how I keep tweeting it? You see it, like sometimes it gets hot. I was a pariah on Chargers Twitter and social media for saying I don't really trust Brandon Staley and his stupid decisions.
Yes.
Okay, so we're saying we're up by one. The Chargers are up by 1 point, right?
Yep.
They're on their Browns 40-yard line.
Oh, this was so stupid.
4th and 2. You're telling me and I tweeted out that it didn't get super viral, but it was kind of hot. Future Chargers coach Sean Payton was on Colin Cowherd's show and broke down basically saying, I don't like Staley's play calling and decision making.
Anyone who likes his decision making is drunk.
So he and I, tweeted out the clip, and I was arguing with people, of course, all day. And there's so many Charger fans who agree with that play call, and it's just so mind numbing. So it was 4th and 2 on their own 40. So basically, Staley said, "Let's win the game right now, or let Jimmy Brissett get 5 yards and they can kick a field goal to win the game," which is what happened. But guess what? Somehow, some way, the Chargers get that side of luck, and the Browns miss the field goal.
That's like the first time that's ever happened, by the way.
So the Chargers should not have won that game. It was pure luck. And if people remember how I got grilled also earlier in the season for saying Brandon Staley's on the hot seat. I don't care if they won that game. That seat should be boiling at this point.
Yeah, that should be the seat is so boiling he can't even sit down.
I would have called if they lost if he made that kick, I would have been saying all week long he's cut it off right now. This little experiment with 4th downs are over, but it's still not going to be over. And anyway, the it's just ridiculous how many Charger fans still agree with him with this.
I agree, and I don't get it, man. How? Any person who knows even a little bit about football and how football works, like even some 5-year-old kid would probably not. Okay, we're up by 1 here. We're on our 42. It's 4th and 2. If we get this, we win. But if we lose this, Jacoby Brissett just needs to complete one pass.
Exactly that. So he trusted Herbert to get to their offense get it. But it's like Sean Payton broke it down too on Cowherd. They had no timeouts. So it's either you're going to risk the risk-reward factor of Brissett getting 5 to 10 yards for a field goal attempt, which happened, or you punt it when they have no timeouts.
And you drive like 50 yards down the field.
You do not trust the defense at all. Jacoby Brissett, yes, did he kind of torch the secondary all game long? Yeah, he had a good game. But you have to trust your defense of him not marching down the field 60 yards for a field goal attempt.
With no timeouts.
It's insane.
Yeah. I think if that, I know Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott and the Cowboys are probably the number one story this week, but I feel like if the Chargers lost that game to the Browns, the media would be on fire.
Staley should have. I'm still not. He would. I think there's a high chance he could have got canned if he didn't shank that kick. I'm being dramatic. Probably not. But that seat right now is just boiling hot. And anyway, all right. So I got that grievance out of the way. Let's go to Denver.
Oh, I got to say something real fast about.
Oh yeah, please.
It's just you're so right. This is ridiculous. It's just I can't wrap my head around the play calls, man. It's gonna be like last year. You guys are gonna be very close to clinching something, and he's gonna do this crap again in 4th down, like the Raiders game last year.
Yep.
His stupid 4th down calls. How? It never works. It never works. How?
I've never seen anything like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he's like brain dead to his own mistakes. if he has no trust, or he's just horrible, or a mix of all three. Like
he goes with
I
the
don't know.
analytics, and that's his formula. And you know what? I was on it since last season. I'm gonna be right at the end. Listen, I hope I'm wrong. I hope maybe it just works every time and they win a Super Bowl or something like that. I hope I'm wrong, but I know I'm gonna be right. And I'm gonna have to say I told you so to Charger fans at the end of the day, sadly.
Yep. Why don't we go over to the Chargers Broncos Monday Night Football game here? This one, AFC West battle, and division battles always are interesting. So I think this game, it's not going to be a stinker, even though the Broncos looked like pure crap the first 5 weeks of the season. I think this is a game where I could see Russell Wilson actually playing a little bit competent as a quarterback and not looking like looking like Geno Smith did last year. But look, the Chargers are favored in this one. I lost the odds here.
4.5.
4.5. What's the over under? The
over under. I don't have that one, but I saw they're favored by 4.5. It went down from 7 to 4.5 a couple days ago, so that's kind of interesting.
Yes. Yep. I wonder why that happened.
Yep. Vegas always knows something, man.
Yeah. Yep. So do you? I'll let you go first because this is your team. You got the Chargers. You got the Broncos. What's your thoughts? What do you think's going to happen?
I am petrified to death about this game compared to every single game this season, probably for the next. The Broncos are, even though they're 2-3, they're not dead in the water, but they've looked like a clown show all year long. Russell Wilson looked like a clown, not himself, all year long. You already know what's going to happen. As a Chargers fans, we know what's going to happen. Russell Wilson had it. It was a shoulder thing. He just got fixed. You know he is going to have his first game where he lights it the F up, and I know it's coming. I think this game is going to be a light show. I think Herbert's going to have to be Herculean and throw for 350 maybe. I just have a horrible feeling in the pit of my stomach, and every single Charger fan does too. If they don't, they're lying to you. I think Russell Wilson's finally going to just be like, oh, I'm Russell Wilson again, and just because our Chargers secondary is just not what was advertised. J.C. Jackson getting that corner from the Patriots has been getting smoked all year long. Derwin James had not a great game against the Browns. Joey Bosa is still out. He's going to be out for a minute.
Yep.
I just think this is the opportunity for Russell Wilson and Melvin Gordon, the former Chargers running back, to have a revenge game. It just feels like it's all in the makings of a really competitive game. And it's going to be a heartbreak. It's going to be really like a heart attack game for Charger fans. But we're still going to win the game by a field goal.
Okay. Oh, why are we agreeing so much today? I was going to say 30-27 Chargers. I think you're right. It's about due for Russell Wilson. I mean, one more stink show performance. I think after week 6, it's going to be appropriate for the media to just unleash, especially, and this may sound a little biased, if Geno Smith has a good game against the Cardinals this week. Yes. The media is going to be hot if Russ plays like crap. And that's the thing with Russ. And, as a Seahawks fan, and I could be completely overthinking all of this, but Russ seems like he does play like crap for like 5 or 6 games out of the year, and then he'll come back and just finally find his strength, and the team he's on will do something. I think you're right. He's due to have a big game. I wouldn't be shocked if, this week, still recovering from the shoulder thing a little bit, maybe it wasn't like, the best Russell Wilson game, but I think it's going to be a step up, especially, division games. I think the Broncos are going to have to come to play. I think Russell's going to have to figure something out because you can't trust Nathaniel Hackett. That guy's talk about brain dead decision making. I mean, that guy's had a couple pretty bad ones as well. So, I mean, that's a thing. I think another key in this one too is the analytics and Brandon Staley. If he misses field goals when the Broncos offense, if they get hot and Staley misses points to go for it on 4th down, huge game changer. Game changer. But at this point, I'm taking the Chargers.
Something under the rug. Our main kicker, Hopkins, was out last week, and they brought in some random scrub that nobody heard about, and he was accurate all game long. Yes. And now Hopkins is looking to come back. I mean, the guy nailed a field goal and like all the extra points right down the middle. It was like a needle. So I mean, I'm
First
kind
time
of
that's happened
something
for you
in the
guys.
back of my head about do we bring back Hopkins yet? I don't know. So
Yes. And is it just me, Nick, or has there been a lot more kicker and punter injuries this year than ever?
yeah, it's kind of odd. Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
it was Rigoberto Sanchez had the first one, and then it was Butker, and then who else missed? What other kicker missed a week? I think it was
I mean, the
Jake
Chargers
Elliott.
kicker. So I mean, there's
Yeah, and
someone
then
else
I
too.
think Jake Elliott missed a week last week. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
From the Eagles. So yeah, I think the Chargers game is gonna be, definitely gonna be a very good primetime game. Do you? I don't have the odds on this one, so we can kind of preview it. But I think the Steelers Buccaneers is gonna be an absolute blowout. I'm
In which
talking.
way?
Did you see that? I think I think it was the Steelers are missing 3 of their corners or something like that. One of the teams is. I'm blanking on the stat because I just woke up and heard I think Dan Byer say it or Colin. Someone said it, and I was like, whoa. That's a game changer. If it's the Steelers, Tom Brady is going to have a field day, I think. But
I think if Tom Brady can somehow recover from that roughing the passer call from last week, my God, I can't believe he's in the hospital. But yeah, no, Tom Brady's. I mean, you know about the roughing the passer heard around the world last week. That was probably one of the worst calls we've ever seen. But no, I think I rooted for Kenny Pickett to get the starting job. He's not looking too great so far. I think Tom Brady, yes, is gonna. I agree with you. I think it's gonna be a beatdown.
Yeah, it's going to be beat down. And another interesting afternoon game here is my Seahawks versus the Cardinals. I think
I'm fascinated.
This one's going to be interesting here. At Lumen Field. I almost said CenturyLink. I don't know why, even though I was at Lumen Field and it was Lumen Field last year. But, look, I think it's good. This is going to be another very good game. This is the Cardinals' last game without DeAndre Hopkins due to a suspension. Just a fun fact. But, hey, Call of Duty comes out soon, so who knows if that's going to matter.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be a game. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little scared for this game. And you're probably like, what? And that's because Kyler Murray, yes, he can play. Our defense can't play. So we got burnt by Taysom Hill last week, who's a solid player, 4 touchdowns. But Kyler Murray, he's going to break some openings, and I think he's going to have a very, very good rushing game, actually. I think Murray's going to break up a couple huge runs, and then, obviously, the big rushing game is going to create pass holes. So I think it's going to be another offensive game. I think Geno's still going to have that good game. I'm very interested to see a full game of Ken Walker after Rashad Penny's unfortunate tibia fracture. I'm curious to see what Walker does. This one, I wouldn't be shocked if we took another L just because our defense. I think it's going to be close, probably by a touchdown, like 35-28 Cardinals.
You know what's kind of crazy to me that I saw this morning? I didn't realize how bad your deep. I think I saw you guys are ranked 31st in the NFL in defense.
Dude, I'm not shocked.
And that is crazy because how you guys might be, if you guys had like a middle of the pack defense, you guys might be undefeated right now with how well Geno is playing.
If Jamal Adams never went down in week 1.
But I mean, I don't know. It's a coin flip. I mean, I'm not going to touch this game with a 10-foot pole betting wise.
No.
Because I feel like Kyler Murray can look like Tom Brady one game and then
look like
the next.
Well, yeah, look like Nathan Peterman.
So yeah, there you go. And just I don't know. I mean, I'm rooting for Geno no matter what. I'm rooting for you guys, and I think I'll say you guys win by a hair, 30-27.
Yeah.
No, that's too high. 24-21. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just have no hope in our 31st ranked defense. So. I think Kyler could burn us. I'm scared for next week too against the Chargers, but I'll get to that next week.
Yeah.
Is there any other games you want to jump into real fast, or I know you got it's a Friday night.
I do gotta go. I pretty much annoyed in with my Chargers stuff. There's not anything else that blows my mind. So I think
real fast, like quickly, because I feel like it's Deshaun Watson, another lawsuit. Isn't that's insane? I mean. I don't think anything for his punishment. No, it's not going to get changed. It's one lawsuit. But wow, I expected this to happen, but I almost didn't after the punishment. Like I was like, he got his stuff, but this one, it seems a little bit worse, right? Like
it seems really bad. I mean, man, I don't know how ironclad these contracts are, but it's just looking worse and worse by the day for the Browns.
Yeah. And the thing is with lawsuits and sexual situations, like, what Deshaun's doing is when someone comes clean, there's always someone else who's going to file. The floodgates open. We're going to see another lawsuit. I wouldn't be shocked if another one drops. I mean, I hope he stopped doing it after like this whole thing got caught, but let's be real, I doubt it. So I think this is going to be very interesting to kind of keep your eye on, if you're a football fan, especially if you're a Browns fan, if anything else develops in this one. So it's been a super fun show today. I hope everyone enjoys the NFL slate of football. On Sunday, we got college. We got a pretty solid slate. The MLB playoffs. This is a very, very interesting time of year for sports. NBA starts Tuesday. Hockey just kicked off.
Emmett, I've always said October is easily the best month for sports ever. You got everything happening. Playoffs, MLB, NHL, NBA starting, NFL is going on. October is the undisputed best month of sports.
Yes. There's so many good months of sports. I feel like the only really just like not very good ones are October, or not October. Why'd I say that? July, like after NBA free agency, July, like second week, and it's just everyone, all the media guys like, oh, we're gonna go on vacation and all this stuff. So hey,
yeah, that's when you know the pros in radio and not the pros. That's an interesting time of the month. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. This has been a very, very fun show today. A 56-minute show. Hey, but
a little shorter.
Look, it's Friday night. Everyone got stuff to do, and not gonna bore everyone. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to show it some love. Go follow the social medias. You can get me at EmmettNoC04 on Twitter, Nick at @isNickWright on Twitter. I'd especially recommend to follow Nick Sunday, or at least keep an eye on his page during that Chiefs-Bills game.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated too. I'll retweet, some stuff that he says during that game. If he wins, if he loses, whatever. But if you guys enjoyed this, please show some love to the stream. Turn on the post notifications so you guys can get notified whenever I go live. My Instagram at BlindsideSports00, my TikTok at BlindsideSports7 also is where I post clips and notify you when I'm about to go live and all of that. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to show some love. Go follow Nick. Nick, thanks for jumping on third straight time in a row, man.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here, and we'll probably be here next week, I have a feeling. So
yes, after that Monday night game, it's probably going to happen.
Yep.
So if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to share some love. Stay tuned for more. Watch these NFL games. This is going to be a very good weekend for sports. See ya.
See ya.